Good morning to all. Today we will discuss one of the most important chapter in chemistry, chemical bonding. Before we start, let's talk about atom. What is an atom? Atom is the fundamental particles and the smallest particle of matter. So, the atom is made up of three fundamental particles, that is electrons, protons and neutrons. The protons and neutrons is present the core and the center of the atom, which is combinedly called nucleus, and the electron is negatively charged and it's moving around the nucleus. So let's start. Why do substances behave as they do? Here the picture is a salt which is a crystalline form, and the second picture is a diamond which is hardest metal in earth, and the third picture is the very soft candle, and the fourth is metal wire that is shining structure. What is chemical bond? Matter is made up of one or different type of elements. So in earth there are 118 elements are discovered. The attractive force which holds various constituents together in different chemical species is called a chemical bond. So the attractive force between atoms and ions in a matter is called chemical bond. The first theory towards chemical bond is Coastal-Lewis approach. They were the first to provide some logical explanation of valence. So what is valence? Valence is the outermost shell of an atom, which was based on the inertness of noble gases. The noble gases which has 8 electrons in their valence shell. So they are no reaction towards other. So they are inertness. So every atoms form 8 valence electrons and form octet in their valence shell. Lewis postulated that atoms achieve the stable octet when they are linked by a chemical bond. So every atom achieve the stable octet, which is 8 electrons in valence shell. So they form octet and they link by chemical bond. So chemical bond, there are two types of bond. One is strong and another is weak. So ionic bond, covalent bond, coordinate bond and metallic bond under strong bond, and the hydrogen and van der Waals interaction are weak bond. So octet rule. Atoms can combine either by transfer or by sharing of valence electron in the order to have an octet in their valence shell. So every atom achieve valence shell 8 electrons. So they transfer their electrons or by sharing. The transfer of electrons called ionic bond or electrovalent bond, and the sharing of valence electron called covalent bond. Ionic or covalent bond, that is different. So we discuss ionic or electrovalent bond. The bond formed as a result of the electrostatic attraction between the positive and negative ion was termed as the electrovalent bond. So here we see the sodium has 1 valence electron and the fluorine has 7 valence electron. In order to achieve stable octet, they form 8 valence electron and they form ionic bond. So sodium, the 1 valence electron transferred to fluorine and the fluorine gain that particular electron. Okay. This is the pictorial representation of ionic bond. So here sodium has 1 valence electron and the chlorine has 7 valence electron. So the valence electron of sodium transfer to chlorine and the chlorine achieve 8 valence electron and form octet. We know the atom which lose 1 or more electron, they possess a positive charge, and the atom which gains electrons, they possess negative charge. So here sodium lose an electron, the sodium possess positive, and the chlorine gain 1 electron, so it possess negative. Here the calcium has 2 valence electron and the oxygen have 6 valence electron. So calcium loses its 2 valence electron to oxygen and the oxygen gain that 2 electrons to form O negative and calcium 2 positive. This is the picture of Born-Haber cycle, which is very complicated. And this picture is the formation of NaCl, which is very exothermic. So condition for the formation of ionic bond. The large electronegativity difference. So two atoms which form ionic bond, one is present the first and second column of periodic table and the next atom is present right hand side of the periodic table, which is large electronegativity difference. And the second thing is low ionization energy of electropositive element. What is electropositive element? The electropositive element which is present the first and second column of a periodic table, which is called alkali metal and alkaline earth metal respectively. So they have low ionization energy. It means we give small amount of energy and it loses its electron. And the third is high electron affinity of electronegative element. So electronegative elements is high in the right hand side of the periodic table. So it's have high electron affinity to gain. And the fourth one is high lattice energy. So the formation of ionic compound which have high lattice. The general properties of ionic compound: high melting and boiling point. The ionic bond is very strong, so they have high melting and boiling point. Second one is many are soluble in water. So water is a polar compound and the ionic compound is also polar. So both are dissolved in water. Liquid and solution is good conductor because the ionic compound has ions, so they separated in liquid solution and they are good conductor, and in solids they are poor conductor because no separation of ion. Thank you so much. Please like, share and subscribe.